And what up everybody's Anime Junkie here, welcome to part 9 to What If Deku had a leveling system, and now let's get to the intro.
I'm not the one you wanna fuck with. Late nights messing up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. Right in front of get myself a lamb color cuss for the game. Leave him hanging by his chain. Click bang, feeling rage, feeling fire in my brain, feel insane. And it's slowly feel the flames with the frost to my brain, bringing more please no glory.
Okay guys, last time we left off, we just finished the introduction with the forest training camp. There are basically Deku just summoned the flying Nomu that he captured or revived or actually made his slave. Not slave, but yeah, he killed a flying Nomu which had wings and he made him his servant. So he basically just used the flying Nomu to fly over to the other side. Uraraka was smart, she grabbed onto Deku and flew with him. Bakugo was pissed about this, so he actually uses explosions to fly behind Deku and catch up to him. And the rest of the class had their own Nomus to use, because Deku actually created different types of Nomus to help the entire class, help them out in the different areas. Pixie Bub was basically watching this and she was really surprised at these creatures that was summoning them, and she also basically got told by Aizawa that what Deku's quirk is and all that stuff. So Deku just flew over, got there before even the Wild Wild Pussycats or Aizawa even arrived there, and Deku was just there. And there was just this kid over there who's like, whoa, that's a monster, and he's just like kind of scared of Deku because he has this necromancing quirk because he finds that out, and he can summon monsters, so he's kind of scared of him and he stays away from him. The punching in the balls thing does happen, but this time it doesn't really hurt Deku. It actually hurts Koda because he has really high durability, so he doesn't really get hurt that much. Instead, Koda was the one who actually got hurt. So everybody has their dinner, everything that happens, and basically, I said basically again, I'm sorry guys. Deku's training is just going away somewhere else. He's not going to be trained by any other person because he tells Aizawa, I would like to do my own training by myself, not interrupted by anyone else. I don't really need a teacher. And he's like, after some convincing, he does agree to it. He's like, fine, whatever, train by yourself. And he does go into like deep into the forest so nobody can actually see him. And then Aizawa is just basically looking at the forest to see what's gonna happen, and then he sees this bright light and it vanishes again, and he's like, what the hell just happened? And of course this is Deku opening a gate to a different dimension, or a what is it called, a gateway? I forgot what it's called in the manga because I haven't read it in a while, because if you don't know, the author is actually taking a break because he's sick, so he can't really upload. And I did see the 86th chapter, so yeah, I'm not really that used to it anymore because he's stuck into one gateway or whatever it's called, and that's just continued there. So I forgot what the gates are called. Let's just call them gates. So he opens up a gate to, let's say, which gate should he do? Should he? Okay, so last time when he actually went to the Hell Castle or Underground Castle or Demon Castle, he didn't really finish it. He just had to like finish the first stage, like gathering demon souls, and that was it. Now he's actually gonna go up through the ranks to the Demon King. So this is the second time he's actually gonna do it, and he's gonna finish it. So as you know, the Demon Saga or whatever it's called, or the Demon Castle Saga, is actually a really long demon quest or whatever. It's gonna take him months and months to actually finish it and get to the Demon King. So he's probably just gonna skip the forest training camp attack and completely because he's not there, he's in a different dimension. Now just for the plot, because Deku is so overpowered and his quirk is really strong, let's say it had a positive effect on the entire class, they've become even more stronger and more motivated to beat Deku because his quirk is just amazing and he's super strong. So they became more motivated to beat Deku, and Deku's become like a symbol, or like a symbol of strength in the class. Like he's the strongest person in UA. We know it for the we know it because he ended up beating All Might. So everybody's just really motivated to beat Deku, and in turn makes them stronger. So in this timeline, they don't really get hurt that much. Yes, Bakugo does get captured because Deku's not there. So yeah, Muscular does let's say he just knocks out the kid. He doesn't really kill him. He just knocks the kid out, and we don't really have that moment with Deku and Koda calling him his hero, and we don't really have that touching moment here because Koda was just knocked out and nobody really came to rescue him. So let's say Muscular actually had mercy and didn't really want to kill the kid, so he just knocked him out and just jumped away and went to look for Bakugo. He does end up finding Bakugo. He's way too strong for Bakugo. Deku actually needed to use 1,000% or 1,000,000% of his one for all. So Bakugo has no chance against Muscular. Muscular quickly takes Bakugo down. He does injure him a lot. He breaks his arms or two, and basically that's what. But he's not allowed to kill Bakugo because that's not allowed. And I don't think they were allowed to kill any students. They were just allowed to hurt them or something. But they had their two intended targets. I think Tokoyami would get rescued by the other two, or the other squad that they had at that time. So Todoroki and Shoji, and that's basically Uraraka and Suye. So they were basically get rescued by those 4 or those 5 people. And Tokoyami's safe, but Bakugo is still captured, and Dabi basically does that thing where he grabs his neck and basically shows them in the last moment that they failed and they couldn't save their friend, and he goes through the portal. So basically after this, Aizawa was wondering where is Deku. They can't find his body, they didn't know where they are, and Aizawa was like, the last time I saw him was in the forest and we don't know what happened to him. Was he killed? Was he did he get hurt? Did he have to run away? What the hell is happening to him? Because remember, he's in a different dimension. There's no way they can track Deku's whereabouts, so they don't know where he is, and he's probably gonna be gone for another month, and then he's gonna return after defeating the Demon King. He won't be able to get the Demon King as a shadow because that doesn't, I know that because that doesn't really happen, because I heard it from one of the light novel readers, but that's the only spoiler that I do have for the manga. But he doesn't end up getting the Demon King because he's way too strong. He's the Demon King, but he does end up getting the dragon that the Demon King's riding. So he gets a wyvern on his side, which is just basically like a stronger flying Nomu. That's all. A stronger flying Nomu that can actually breathe fire. So yeah. 2 months later, or no, 1 month later, the search for Deku is still happening. They're still looking for him like day and night, looking for Deku. Deku's mother is even more scared. She's like, oh my god, where's my Izuku? And she's basically just crying all over the place, asking like policemen every single day. Is like, oh, have you found any trace of my son? Or did you find anything? And then finally this light appears in front of, not in front of anyone, but it just appears in the forest that happened. And there's still people searching out there because they're like, oh, he might have been here. Even if he did survive, we might or even if he didn't survive, we might find his body or something for a funeral. So they're still looking at the forest training camp, and then this light appears. Everybody's like from like the other end of the forest. They're like, whoa, what's that light in the forest? And the person that's in charge of the investigation, he was told by Aizawa that the last time he actually saw Deku was when a light appeared in the forest in the direction where Deku was going. So they're my thinking, maybe when Deku does appear, or yeah, whenever we do find his body, a light will also appear. And the light appears when he basically was thinking this, and he basically tells them, or he tells everybody over there to go to that light, find Deku there, he might be there. And Deku just comes out there, he's like all buffed up from battle, and he's like, damn, I'm ready to kick some ass. And then a bunch of people arrive with like not flashlights because it's daytime, but they arrive and there's like, whoa, what's happening? Wait, aren't you that student who was lost? He's like, student who was lost? I was gone like 2 months, but yeah, I guess so. So let's say in this 1 month, the fight with All Might and All For One has happened. The indoor or the dorms have already happened, and this is the time where they're probably going to, let's say they've already got their 2 weeks of special move training. So they've already gotten that, and now they're actually getting ready to go to the provisional licensing exam. Everybody who actually knows Deku, everybody's like, oh wait, what if Deku did get killed by one of those or get hurt by one of those? I'm really worried. And Bakugo and all the others that actually have fought Deku, they're like, that guy can't be beaten by anyone unless it's someone like All Might's level or that dude that we saw on TV. And they're referring to All For One, or the big boss villain dude. So he basically gets out of the dimension, he walks out, people arrive, and it's like, oh my god, we finally found him. They send like an alert signal or like a smoke grenade gun out there, and he's like, oh, we found the kid. And then they arrive. He's like, okay, where were you? And he's like, no, I was just training out there. He's like, where were you training? He's like, stop asking me questions. I was just training, okay? Don't ask me any questions about it. You know, we've been searching for you for like a month. And he tells him about the attack on this forest training camp. Deku's really pissed and angry because he's like, I wasn't there for my friends and Baku got captured, but thank God he's safe. Then he goes to his mother. He hangs out with his mother the whole day, and the next day he actually goes to school. He walks in and everybody's like, wait, everybody's here, who's coming in? Aizawa's here, everyone in the class is here, and then they see Deku's like, hey, what's up? And Todoroki, Tokoyami, all the people that actually have fought Deku and Bakugo, they're all like, damn, I knew he was alive. And everybody's happy to see him. He's like, they're asking questions and stuff, and then Aizawa tells them they're having the provisional licensing exam. He's like, oh, okay, I'm ready for it. I did my training. And Aizawa's like, whatever, get ready. And then he basically does final touches on his suit. I think he actually gets a cape this time, just like the one Sung has in the actual manga right now. So the cape he has in the dimensional or the demon castle. Okay guys, the provisional licensing exam, I'll do it later or in the next part after this one. Not after this one, but next week or maybe tomorrow. But yeah, there's gonna be 2 more videos after this, maybe 2 or maybe just 1 video after this. I'm really tired right now, and the time is like 7 o'clock, so I don't really know if I will be able to do 3 videos today, but maybe 2, maybe 3. I might make it in time, but just think it's gonna be really late. Okay, so hope you guys like, because it really does help the channel out. And sorry I didn't upload yesterday and the day before that. I was really tired and I had to get my life together. I finally have my life together. I'm going to gym, I'm working on a lot of stuff, and I'm finally going to school now. So yeah, so like, because it does really help the channel out. Subscribe to join the family and hit the bell icon for my future videos. And as always, Anime Junkie out.